Hey y'all, so I was just sipping on my protein coffee and I was just thinking, I don't hear a lot of people talking about just the transition during the change, like the transition to the change. And honestly, that's sometimes the longest portion of getting to your goal is just, getting there and what it takes. So God told me pretty much, he was like, you need to learn how to be a holy woman of God again. He was like, and I'm like, you know what? I get that. I was out in the streets. I was wild and I get it. Like, so it's like I picked up some things along the way that I just need to unlearn and undo. And some of those things that I've kind of picked up along the way, they've got a hold on me a little bit, a little bit more than I expected, if I can just be honest. And there were certain things where God was like, I need you to cut this off, cut them off, cut that off. He was like, because they have become your comforts. You know, the Holy Spirit is supposed to be our comfort. He's like, they've been your comfort. They've been the thing that you use to soothe you or whatever the situation is. He said, and I need you to make me that. I need to be your everything. I need you to get rid of the idolatry in your life, right? So that's where God has me right now, is like removing the idolatry from my heart. And one thing I did not realize that comes along with that process is that when you do start to feel bored or when you start to feel overwhelmed, because when I'm on this truck, I'm literally praying and worshiping and praising and listening to the word like majority of my trip. And y'all know, as drivers, we could drive for about 11 hours a day. And sometimes I start to get tapped out, if I can be honest, or I start craving those old things, maybe that old music, those old people, or those old ways that used to be my comfort. My flesh is crying out because my spirit is being fed, but my flesh is still trying to live. You know, that part of me, that carnal side of me, it still wants life, and so now it's like it's Friday, shut down. And it's just like I started having like a little temper tantrum. I'm like, I want to do something. I haven't been doing anything these last couple weeks. I just been working and, I need some time for me and I work so hard and I deserve it. I just going through the motions of it because like I low-key, like I said, my carnal side just wanted to do some of the things that I'm used to. And I was like, I'm bored. And I just made a short about this. And God was like, you're not bored. You're just not focused. He's like, there's about 3 books that you are supposed to have read and you haven't even got started on. He was like, there's lessons that you need to be listening to that you have not got caught up on. He's like, this journey that you're currently on right now. He was like, look, we're playing catch up right now. You're not bored. You just need to get back focused on the vision and what it is that you're supposed to be doing. So he was like, if you were reading your books, if you were getting caught up on your lessons, if you were doing those things, he was just like, you may not be so bored. You may not like it, but you may not be so bored. And I like to call, when I'm having moments like this, like these are the moments that champions are made, because it's at this time where you make that decision, like, okay, am I going to go back to my old ways? Am I going to start self-soothing and the old ways of comforting, or am I going to push through it and do what I need to do? Because in those days where you don't feel like it, but you still do what you're supposed to do, you can feel so much more accomplished. Or if you're not careful, you begin to go down a spiral. And for those who know about that spiral, that spiral can go crazy. That spiral, that binge, or whatever it is. So it's just like, while you're in this process of transitioning and God is bringing about change, it's just like, just stay the course, stay focused, have a list of what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And there's gonna be times where you don't want to do it. Give yourself a few things, to like just a little bit of this or a little bit, whatever it is, as long as it's not something that's counterproductive for what you're trying to do. But don't get crazy. I got to set timers for myself, because if not, I'll start what they call it, doom scrolling. I'll start doing all these things that are not beneficial. And like I said, places to go, things to do. Too much time has been wasted, y'all. Like, if you want to doom scroll or whatever, make sure you got your stuff done ready. And like, hey, once I finish reading this book, then we can go in and scroll. Then we can go in and watch the movies. Then we can go do some things. And the truth is, going out right now is so expensive, baby. I ain't trying to spend that money. And God was like, do something. You got things to do tomorrow. Right now, let's focus. But yeah, I just wanted to share y'all with my iced coffee. I made this.